Okay, hey, hi, what's up? My name's Adam McMaster. We found my Jonas Brother fanfictions from 2009, 11 years ago. What's that, 2009? There's 4 parts. Part 1, they're all called A Little Bit Longer and You'll Be Fine, a JB love story. I made myself the main character and I made my friend Kayla the main character. She's gonna love me for this. So, part 1, let's not have the copyright music in there. So the comments off the bat, Kayla commented 11 years ago, I love it. And somebody else commented and said, awesome, can't wait for the next one. Actually, I'm really scared because I have no idea what I wrote about. If you hear the jingling, it's my kitten. She's got her collar on for the first time today and she's playing with a jingle ball thing. You're so cute. Okay, a Jonas Brothers love story. A little bit longer and you'll be fine. Chapter 1. What am I supposed to make my dead name in because like my dead name is like in this, like hard. Okay, I'll just say Adam.
It'll be gay.
I have no idea how this is gonna go. This was published on August 16th, 2009. What's today? September something.
September 9th.
2020, okay. As I, Adam McMaster, walked down the halls of Dr. Bano High School for the first time since the beginning of summer, waving to old friends and old non-friends, a girl walked up to me. Hi, I'm Kayla, and you must be Adam. I've heard lots about you. I just nodded in confusion. Who was this girl and why was she talking to me? Me, Adam McMaster. But I listened as she continued. So I heard the Jonas Brothers go to your school. Isn't there like obsessive fans attacking them 24/7? I replied, no, most of the kids here grew up with them all the way through elementary school, so everyone's pretty much used to them. Kayla looked down at the ground. Oh, she said. Kayla sounds depressed. Now, a really good friend who would ask what's wrong. Me, on the other hand, wasn't a real good friend. I only knew her first name. What did she expect? As Kayla and I continued walking down the halls, Joe ran up to me. As Kayla squealed with excitement, I asked Joe what was wrong. He replied, nothing really, except for the fact that I can't find Nick anywhere. What if the new kids attacked him and ripped him into a million pieces? What if an enemy knocked him out cold and we're just standing here letting him suffer in pain? What if... I cut him off. Joe, calm down. We just gotta find him. Maybe he just had some extra homework to do and is finishing it up somewhere. My logic saving the day. Then Kayla interrupted. Adam, it's the first day of school. I don't think he has that much homework. Right now I didn't catch that, so. That's when my old friend Kelsey walked by me and said hi. My eyes scrolled over her diabetic MediCheck system on her belt buckle. I looked at Joe, wondering if he was thinking what I was thinking. Uh-oh, we both said as we began running up the hallway. Oh, because Nick's diabetic, I remember. Kayla followed close behind us. What's going on? Why are we running? We both looked back at her. Joe yelled, stay right there, we'll both be right back. Kayla slowed down to a complete stop. She was in total shock. The one and only Joe Jonas talked directly to her. Kayla did as Joe said and stood right there. This is totally going in my blog, she thought. As for Joe and I, we were running to the nurse's office. No, Joe wasn't sick, and neither was I, but we both had a funny feeling Nick was. You see, Nick Jonas is a diabetic, so we thought maybe he had too much sugar in his body. Or maybe not enough sugar in his body. Either way, Joe was freaking out. We walked into the nurse's office and I saw Nick laying on a table with cords attached all over his body. So they just got like a full hospital setup happening in this high school nurse's office, which is dope. Love the funding, probably because the Jonas Brothers go to the high school there. So they would obviously have the funding to help Nick through those situations. So, chapter 2 comes when I get 1 subscriber. Kayla probably subscribed and was my one, and I was probably like, sweet, I can post chapter 2. I just want to point out too, like the videos for this, like, so I can't put the copyright music into the video here, but they literally are photos of the Jonas Brothers, and then photos of my friend Kayla, and then photos of me at like 9 years old, and I'm like the star. Like I was so, I was so like, and Adam McMaster. Like, I was the main character of the Jonas Brothers fanfiction.
What does it feel like being the main character?
This one, chapter 2 has one comment from Kayla, my biggest fan. Love it, and you picked a perfect pic of me and you. Should I show the picture? All right, so she's gonna kick my ass. So this was Kayla. I remember when she dyed her hair that color and everyone was like, that's so badass. Like, hardcore jealous. Kayla was a trendsetter like that. At that age, like, Kayla was rocking some like La Senza girl shit that like none of us were willing to wear. Kayla was like breaking boundaries with clothes back then. Oh no, I remember this jacket. I remember this jacket so much. I was in love with this jacket. Speaking of La Senza Girl, the t-shirt I'm wearing is from La Senza Girl. I remember it had staff bars all over it with music notes, and I was like, cause I'm a musician. And like, it was sparkly, and then like, the coat was like plaid, because obviously I was a baby gay, and it's magenta because I still wanted to be like a scene queen, and I'm wearing eyeliner even though I'm literally like, what, 10, 11? That is me. A young child. Chapter 2. Okay, so we established in chapter 1 that Nick is in the nurse's office. Kayla is a new girl at my school. Me and Joe, we're trying to find Nick. Kayla's all freaked out because the Jonas brothers go to our school, and I'm like, totally fine with it. We walked into the nurse's office, and I saw Nick laying on a table with cords attached all over his body. What was this? A hospital? Did I not literally say? Who knew the nurse had so many knickknacks? That made me giggle. She had knickknacks on Nick. Joe noticed I was giggling. You think this is funny? My brother is in serious danger and you have the guts to laugh? I stopped giggling right away. I asked the nurse what was wrong with Nick. His blood sugar is down a lot. But don't worry, I've already called an ambulance and they're on their way. Joe appeared to be listening in on the nurse also. An ambulance? Nick's going to the hospital? This isn't good, Adam. This isn't good at all. As for me, on the other hand, I wasn't freaking out. Instead, I was being smart. I texted Kevin, "Hey Kevin, it's Adam. Come down to the nurse's office now. It's Nick, and it doesn't look like he'll be getting better anytime soon." A few minutes later, the ambulance came. I'm coming, yelled Kevin, speeding down the hallway faster than anyone's ever seen him run. He was a pretty fast runner. I guess running away from obsessive fans is good practice. That was funny. Joe and Kevin hopped into the ambulance where Nick and his table were already towed into. I went to get in when a doctor said, "Sorry, family only. Don't worry, your little friend will be fine." I obeyed the doctor and backed away from the truck, watching it drive away. I really hoped Nick would be back soon. That's when I remembered. Kayla, we said we'd be back soon. I ran down the hallways to find Kayla talking to the principal. I just stood there. Kayla tried to signal me to go away, but I didn't understand. That's when Mr. Meir turned around. Ah, Adam, just the person I was looking for. I looked at Kayla as she sighed. She shook her head and walked away. I understand you're friends with Joe Jonas. By law, I must talk to him as a student, not a celebrity. But I'll give you $1 million if you can get 2 backstage passes to the Jonas Brother concert tonight. My daughter's a huge fan and it's her birthday, said Mr. Meir. I just stood there in shock. $1 million? Was he crazy? Without giving it a second thought, I said okay. Mr. Meir passed me a check and walked away. That's when I remembered. There wasn't going to be a concert tonight. Not with a sick Nick. This wasn't good. I just agreed to getting 2 backstage passes, and there wasn't even going to be a concert tonight. Not only was Nick in trouble, now I was too. Chapter 3 comes out when I get 3 subscribers.
And then Kayla made 3 accounts and subscribed 3 more times.
Possibly. Also, I had a fan named Abigail. Not sure who she is, but she comments on them and she's like, "This was so great, can't wait for the next one." Okay, so part 3, chapter 3. This isn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be, to be honest. I was definitely very like PG, which is good. I'm very pleased with my PG.
Usually good when an 11-year-old is PG.
Yeah, I mean, like I was very.
prefer that.
I would also prefer that way, but I was really scared that I was not PG because I definitely was not doing PG things on either side of this. So.
Nice.
But it might get worse.
True.
You do have 2 more chapters.
Yeah, we're halfway through. I wonder how I ended. Like, I wonder if I ended it, or I wonder if it just like cuts off and like we'll never know what happened.
Like most Wattpad stories.
We'll find out. Ah, my gosh, I love it. Please post more, Adam. And why do you go and break my heart? Gosh, I was a heartbreaker in this one apparently. Let's see. After lunch, I went to the principal's office and asked the student helper where Mr. Muir was. He's gone for the rest of the day. Apparently, he's preparing a big surprise party for his daughter with backstage Jonas Brothers passes or something, she told me. And that's when I really began to panic. I texted Kevin, "Where are you guys? Is Nick okay?" It took a long time for Kevin to text me back because you're not supposed to have your phone on in the hospital. Something to do with all the electrical things. But when he did text me back, he said, "Yeah, Nick's fine. Joe and I are coming back to school. Nick's going home." Well, if Nick couldn't come back to school, I had a funny feeling Nick wasn't so fine after all. I went to find Kayla. Sure, she wasn't my best friend yet, but she was the only one who needed to know what was going on. Once I saw her and called her name, she screamed and ran up to me. "Is Nick okay? Where's Joe? What did Mr. Muir say?" I cut her off. "Kayla, calm yourself. Joe and Kevin are coming back to school. Nick's going home to rest for a little bit." I didn't want to say Nick wasn't okay and find out he totally was, or say that he was okay and find out he totally wasn't. So I just stopped talking right then and there. What about Mr. Muir? He must have been pretty crushed that there wasn't going to be a concert tonight. I cut her off again. I said, "Okay." For some reason, everything went silent. Kayla's jaw dropped. I looked around and everybody was staring at me, as if they were secretly listening. I guessed that Kayla told everyone everything she knew. "How could you say yes? You know there's not gonna be a concert tonight." "Adam, what are we gonna do?" she whined. I looked around. Everyone was still staring. "You're not gonna do anything. This is my mistake and I'm gonna fix it." I picked up my books I had dropped and walked away. I could just feel every single pair of eyes in the school on me. I looked back. Kayla was just standing there with a disappointed face on her. I knew I had broken her heart. She really wanted to help, but she had already told everyone about Nick's injury. I didn't think I could trust her with something as big as whatever I'm gonna do. Okay, so I feel a little bad. Maybe some music would take my mind off things. I pulled out my iPod and turned it on. A Little Bit Longer came on. "Ugh, is everything always about the Jonas Brothers?" I screamed. I guess I screamed it pretty loud considering I heard a million gasps over my music. Just keep walking, maybe it'll pass, I thought. I walked to the office and saw Kevin, Joe, and Nick sitting on the bench right outside the principal's office. So now Nick's out of the hospital, I guess, suddenly, magically. Chapter 4 comes when I get 2 more subscribers for a total of 5 subscribers. Maybe I just never hit enough subscribers to release number 5. This is part 4 now, we're on the last chapter. 11 years ago, Kayla commented, "Adam, please post one more tonight." I probably posted all 4 at the same day. I probably was like, I don't even care that I'm not at 5 subscribers yet, boom. And then 8 years ago, somebody else posted, "Do you think you can post more?" So I'm really sorry to Lord AOC, because I did not post more in the last 8 years. I'm very sorry that I didn't get back to you either. I have no idea how I would even begin to get into this account. I feel guilty. I feel like I left people hanging.
Let your fans down.
Seriously. So, chapter 4. I walked into the office and saw Kevin, Joe, and Nick sitting at the bench right outside the principal's office. I asked Joe, "Why is Nick here? Couldn't the ambulance have taken him home?" Joe replied, "Apparently not. It would have costed $45. Then I looked at the ground and mumbled under my breath, "I could pay for that with my 1 million in a flash." Okay, I just want to say that I only knew at 11 years old that, like, this is so dark. I only knew the ambulance cost $45 because my parents, like, got taken in an ambulance, like, all the time. Like, I think that's it. And I was like, $45 is an ambulance fee.
Canada as well.
That's, like, still what it is today. Like, you get a $45 ambulance fee. I guess Kevin heard me say something. "What?" he said. I quickly looked up. "Nothing," with a cheesy smile. Kevin looked really confused. He knew I said something. I had to tell them, but how, I thought. Then, before you could say Adam McMaster is in big trouble and he knows it, Kayla ran in. "Adam accepted $1 million from the principal to get 2 backstage passes to your concert tonight, and now that Nick's sick, you guys aren't gonna have a concert, and Adam says he can work this out on his own, but..." Joe cut her off. "Whoa, Kayla, slow down." I was surprised Kayla didn't faint over the fact that Joe was talking to her. "Adam, is all that true?" asked Kevin. "Adam." Everybody stared at me. Even Nick straightened up a little bit. "Yes, I'm really sorry, guys. And I think I might actually need your help. Are you with me?" Because, you know, I can't just, like, rip up the check and not cash it. Or, like, that's not an option. Can't just, like, call the principal and be like, "Yo, can't take your $1 million because Nick's sick." Like, then, the last thing that anyone expected to happen, happened. Nick cleared his throat and whispered these words like he had lost his voice. "We can still do the concert. You guys can. I mean, Adam, I've heard you sing on YouTube. Your voice is beautiful. The Jonas Brothers are asking me to perform! Those words almost brought tears to my eyes, but I looked at Kayla, who looked pretty bummed that even though it was her idea to help, she got no glory. None.
Well, you're the main character, so.
I'm the star. Kayla, would you like to take Nick's place instead? And even though I had only known Kayla for a day, common sense told me to plug my ears. Ah! Yes, yes, yes! She screamed. Joe put his hand on his head. I think he knew this was a bad idea. But hey, we've never heard Kayla sing before. Maybe she's really good. But I had a funny feeling Joe and Kevin weren't thinking the same thing. Afterwards, Nick's mom came with Frankie. Remember Frankie? Now everybody knew Frankie had a huge crush on me. Of course he did. Hello. It was a well-known fact. Hey Frankie, you're not feeling well either, huh? I said. But I ended up getting a response from Mrs. Jonas. No, Frankie decided not to go to school today. I left for work and I thought Joe, Kevin, and Nick had him under control. Kevin, Joe, Adam, thanks for watching Nick, she said. Then just before Nick left, Kevin ran up and hugged him. Then Joe hugged the two of them and it turned into a whole group hug. After Nick left, everyone planned to meet at the office after school and walk home together. Then we all went to our classes. Everyone had a different schedule except for Joe and I. We walked each other to music class. When we got there with our reason for being late, we saw that everyone had their instruments out. The teacher asked Joe and I to sit out for this class because we were behind. We agreed and took our seats. Joe leaned over and whispered in my ear, I think what you did for Kayla was really sweet. Then I blushed, and we watched the band play for a while until Joe said, here babe, this was in my desk. He passed me my agenda. I couldn't believe it. He called me babe. He only called me babe when we were going out. I opened my agenda to today's date. Joe went for a washroom break. There was a pink sticky note that read, I don't want this to put a lot of pressure on you, but I think I still have feelings for you. What was it about Joe for me? Your face, you're like, ooh. And then Joe walked back into the room. I waited for him to take his seat, and then I leaned over and said, Joe, ... And that's how it ends. That's how it ends?
You little bitch.
I put on the footnote, I'm like, OMJ, oh my Jonas, what's he gonna say? In order to find out, I'm gonna need 10 subscribers. Start subscribing. And I had 12 subscribers, we looked, right? I had 12. So I guess Joe and I had gone out in the past, and Joe just decided to, yeah, and he just decided to confess his love that he still has for me, of course. Not surprised. And why was I that kid? But like, I'm not surprised either because like I grew up into like this person that's still like, but like, of course I was the star, like, you know what I mean? No other child that I know is like, so, Joe Jonas loves me. Like,
I did that, but with Dodie.
I mean,
Actually, I wrote myself into a Walking Dead fan fiction and I made Carl Grimes fall in love with me, so.
so is it a common theme that,
It's just a gay kid thing.
is it a gay kid thing that like we're all just
Fantasize
like,
about your celebrity crush.
yeah,
watching you.
making your own stories, just like, fuck it, if I can't live a good life, I'm gonna write a good life. No, I wanted to show you guys a video.
Oh, my back hurts.
Am I ending the video?
Yeah, okay, thanks for watching my Jonas Brothers fanfiction reaction video. I hope you enjoyed my story time telling, and you know, Netflix, if you want to hire me as a voice actor or anything, I'm available Monday to Friday from 9 to 5 p.m. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share, favorite, subscribe, and all of that jazz, and I will check you later.